Hello, good morning, my wonderful and amazing looking students. My name is Anduve Eric Msute, and I hope you are with your pen and paper because today we'll be discussing another important topic in writing for the mass media, which is sentence structure in journalistic and writing. And let me start by saying, for journalists to write properly and to communicate information appropriately, they must learn to express ideas and thoughts by constructing simple and grammar compliance and sentences. And this requires the proper use of words as the smallest unit of a language to develop statements that are grammatically and systematically meaningful. For example, the chief editor is a Nigerian. In another context, we could say the reporter has traveled to Abuja, or the radio station is owned by government. Types of sentence. However, there are different ways by which sentences in English could be, classified. Conventionally, sentences are categorized on the basis of structure and function. And structure refers to, the form in which the sentence is expressed, i.e., major or minor, while function denotes the aim to which the sentence is used for. Now, let's look at the types of sentence by structure. Now, we can make a distinction between the major and the minor sentences. Major sentences are expressions that are complete in thoughts and contain major components of a sentence. And what are the major components of a sentence? We are talking about the subject and the predicate. For example, the journalist has visited the scene of the accident, or the story was published on the cover page, or we could say that the reporter interviewed all the parties in the dispute. In all these sentences, so a minor sentence, on the other hand, is meaningful and complete in thoughts, but lack one or both of the important, component of a major sentence. For example, thank you, go ahead, we're done. In all these sentences, the idea is complete in relation to the context of engagement. However, the sentences do not have subject, which is a fundamental structure of a major sentence. Major sentences are further classified into four in respect to the sophistication of their structure. 1. Simple, compound, complex, and compound complex sentence. So let's examine them. Simple sentence is usually a short expression with single statement. It contains one main clause and one finite verb. For example, the editor is in the newsroom. The newspaper is biased. I am a reporter. All these are examples of what? Simple sentence. 2. Compound sentence is an expression that contains two or more main clauses and a corresponding number of finite verbs, and the clauses are linked by coordinating conjunction. For example, he reported the story and the newspaper published it. He will edit the story or write a new one. Or the editor left on time, but the governor was late. All these things constitute example of a compound sentence. 3. Complex sentence has one main clause and one or more dependent clauses that are linked to the main clause by subordinating word conjunction. Example, the editor has been sad since the reporter left. Or the reporter cannot go to the location unless the editor gives permission. All these are examples of what? Complex sentence. Lastly, compound complex sentence. So finally, compound complex sentence has two or more main clauses and at least one subordinate clause. For example, the reporter wrote the story and the editor edited it while the newspaper published it. This is a clear example of a compound complex sentence. Now, sentence type by function. We are going to discuss sentence type by function. And function denotes an anticipated goal that is intended or wished to be accomplished. On this basis, English sentences are classified into 4. They are classified into what? 4. And let's look at them. Number 1, declarative sentence is a sentence that establishes the veracity, truthfulness, or accuracy of an assertion or anticipated likelihood. In other words, it states facts or possibility and is basically used to make statements or to provide information. For example, the editor approves the story. The reporter will attend the press conference. The radio station is popular. These are examples of declarative sentence. Then the interrogative sentence is a sentence that questions or challenges the accuracy, veracity, or truthfulness of an assertion. It is traditionally used to ask question or seek information of some kind. Why 3 is the imperative sentence. It is an expression that gives command, instruction, order, or makes polite request. The verb in this sentence is mostly, I repeat, is mostly in the imperative mood. Hence, the infinite or the basic form. For example, publish the story on the cover page. Interview the eyewitness. Please have a successful presentation. All these are examples of imperative sentence. And lastly, exclamatory